my friends are like, why you didn't smile on the picture? I said, I don't know.
What picture?
It's like, that's my game face picture.
Oh, this one. I love the locks. Yes, my son just started locks, and it's a whole, you know, it's a journey.
Black excellence, we fit the culture. Talk about relevant, talking about it in a room with the elephants. Watch it out, walking out like pedestrian. Shakespeare, talk about elegance, real talent and the prevalence. So refreshing like a peppermint, got the blueprint. Think I'm on like a footprint. Oh yeah, Martin Luther King had a dream. I'm the one, yeah. Number one like Sydney with the Oscar and the funds up. Hands up, if you ain't scared of change, don't you change up. Don't you swag it out my way. We see you, we see you. Black excellence, this the new way. We see you, we see you. The time is now, baby, why wait? We see you, we see you, we see you, we see you, we see you. No preview, we see you, we see you. Work it out, back up, back up. Wait a minute, hold on. We see you.
Yep.
We see you.
Hey folks, Michael Taylor here, your host of Theater Corner Green Room, and we are coming live streaming from Bankers Hill, our studio here in Bankers Hill at NWB Studios. First, I want to thank our sponsor, the Mental Bar, Modern Coffee for the Modern Achiever. Thank you so much, Mental Bar, for helping this show happen and keeping us going. We truly appreciate it. And we have got something special for you today. We have got a special person. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm here with my co-host.
Hey, I'm just hanging out.
I'm so sorry. I got on a roll there.
Nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
You do you. Let's go.
All right, co-host, tell us who we got here today.
We have Miss Tarra Conner Jones, a.k.a. Sweet Sue, in the Broadway National Touring Company of Some Like It Hot. Thank you, and welcome.
Thank you.
And so, as she's mentioning, you're here in San Diego, and you are performing in Some Like It Hot. You're touring around the country.
Yes.
And tell us about this incredibly energetic, crazy, funny, beautiful show.
So, and it is absolutely all of that. It's crazy, it's funny, it's beautiful, it's full of joy. So Some Like It Hot, the musical, of course, it's based off the film. In many ways, there's a few differences in our show that are not quite in the film. We go a little farther with a few things, but it's full of tap dancing, full of humor, singing, acting, girls flipping over in the air, and just doing the absolute most. If you want to see it in a Broadway show, it's in Some Like It Hot. And I'm really excited to get to play the role of Sweet Sue, who is the conductor of this band. And I'm taking this band cross country, heading to San Diego so we can perform in the famous Hotel del Coronado Ballroom. And the company and I are really excited that we're in actual San Diego right now. There's a line I delivered that says, "Hello, San Diego. There's something on the menu for everyone tonight. So we hope you like it hot." And it is the most amazing thing to actually say that line in San Diego. And every night for every show, as soon as I say, "Hello, San Diego," the crowd goes wild. And even though I have a line that needs to be delivered with the music there, we just take the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just going to sit here for a moment and let
Soak it in.
Yes, it's so incredible.
And you're now Sweet Sue is the conductor, not just the conductor of the band, but we saw the show, which was incredible.
Thank you.
And Sue really kind of drives that engine forward, right?
You know, that is what people have said. Initially, I didn't think of that, but I would say, yeah. She keeps the momentum of the show. She helps the show transition from place to place because we are traveling. Yeah, and she keeps everybody in line.
Yeah.
Everybody in line.
I think we can show a little bit of the kind of the sizzle of this piece, so people can get a sense of what we're talking about. Let's see.
My fabulous castmates. Oh, look at that. I remember when we recorded.
It's too hot here, right? Search every band, every nightclub, every dance hall from here to Timbuktu.
A sex is like a siren, and it's one I know too well. But still I never listen, and every time I
I'm obsessed. This cast is simply spectacular.
And what was that process like? The cast coming together for the first time.
You know, it was actually very good. We started rehearsal, I believe it was August 5th. From the very first day of rehearsal, we knew we had something special. From the very first day of rehearsal, we all clicked. From the very first day of rehearsal, we knew, oh, we're family. And it wasn't a hard process.
And that's different from when you're opening in one. If you were just in New York and you can, just go home.
Correct.
But you're on the road together.
You're on the road, and this is your family. These are your people.
Yeah.
These are your wine night girls. These are your friends you go out to lunch and brunch and breakfast with. These are the ones you may have to cry with. These are your people.
Life on the road.
Yeah, and we're so fortunate that we like each other.
That's saying a lot, actually.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
it's funny, but you were saying a lot.
We like each other. We care for each other. There are many times as we're walking backstage, you okay? You sure you all right? Okay. You look funny. Why your face looking like that? You okay? Because we check in on each other, and that is one of the beautiful things I found about being with this company of people, that they're not just incredible artists, but they're excellent human beings. That is probably the best thing about traveling with this company. They're just good humans.
I got to ask about one of the things that grabbed me at this performance. We saw it in the sizzle, was that door scene where you kept, I'm not giving too much away, but there's one scene where you guys are,
Yes.
I mean, that had to be
was
choreographed.
Noises off type, like energy. It was a lot going on.
Yeah. It took us a good 4 days to learn that. But our choreographer, John, our associate choreographer, John, really took his time because he knew it was a big piece and a challenging piece of the show. So what he did on the first day that we started learning it, he taught maybe the first 30 seconds of it. And then we ran it, those 30 seconds, and ran it, and ran it, and ran it. went to lunch and came back and ran it and ran it and ran it some more. Then the next day, he taught us maybe another 30, 40 seconds of it. And then we ran that and ran it all of the first part of the day, went to lunch and came back and put the two together and ran it and ran it. And we did that up until like maybe that fourth or fifth day. By then, we had learned the whole thing and were able to run it in its entirety. But it took time.
Wow.
There have been, I know I've had a slam at least twice.
Oh, jeez.
And you're moving doors. You know,
Well, and you're singing at the same time. Some
Right.
Kind of.
Yeah, some of them are singing at the same time. Yeah. And it's hard to move those doors, even though they're on wheels,
Yeah.
to do it in time because you're counting the whole time. And have this one part where I come around and it's as if I'm tapping, but in my mind, every night is one, turning 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and click and click 7 and 8. I have to do it every night because it's on the count. Like so people are singing, people are speaking, people are counting in their head. Even some who are singing and speaking are still counting, because to mess that up can cause injuries.
That's right.
You need to slam the door on the 8 if it's supposed to be on the 8. You can't put it on the 6 because somebody's hand may be there.
Wow. Was there any kind of improv involved or like contributions to ideas to the piece? Is there anything like that happens?
With our company, the only thing I would say about that is we've been given the freedom to play the roles as we would play the role and not to try and mimic the persons who played it on Broadway. So that I appreciate, because you don't want to mimic someone else. You want to definitely be authentically you and bring yourself to a role. So that much of, for lack of a better word, improvisation, yes. We're definitely making the role ours and not trying to replicate what's already been done.
Okay. That's what's up. And so can you give us an idea, like the next couple of cities you're going to hit in this?
You're coast to coast, right?
yes.
Arizona.
I know we're in Reno. We're in Tucson, coming up Reno, Tucson, Tempe. We'll be in Appleton, Wisconsin.
My hometown, St. Louis. Going to St.
We'll be
Louis.
in St. Louis, honey. Yes. I cannot wait. I think I've only been once. We're heading to Memphis. We'll be back out this way in L.A., which I'm so excited about. I love L.A.
Well, half of it's burnt, so I'm not sure how that'll
Well, that's true. The last time I was there last year, I drove all through Malibu and all of that I believe is
Oh, yeah.
Heartbreaking.
gone. Yeah.
So one natural question, because you're touring, and like today, you're doing 2 shows today, 2 shows tomorrow. How do you maintain, or what does that even look like? Because you're a human being. All of the cast are human beings. How do you manage that?
I want to say you just do, but what I will throw into that is, for me, I have to have my rest moments throughout the week as we prepare for a 5-show weekend. So I can't go out Tuesday night and Wednesday night and Thursday night and Friday night and expect to be okay for a 5-show weekend. So I really limit myself to going out during the week. I finish the show, I go back to the hotel, I'm quiet. I rest, I light my candle, I relax. I also work out every day.
Right.
I have a personal trainer, which is another thing on the road. Even though I'm on the road, I have a virtual trainer that I see twice a week. And I have my equipment with me that I can travel with. And the other days I walk. Every city I'm in, I find a walking path that gets me about 4 miles in. I eat well.
So you have to really set up a routine for yourself
Yeah,
so that
there's a
no matter
routine.
where you are, you're still staying true to what you need as far as.
You have to, and sometimes it's hard. If we're in places where the options to eat are Burger King
Yeah, there's that.
and
you go.
Popeyes.
What do you do?
Right. Then I'll usually find a grocery store and get like bag salads or a couple of salads and put them in the refrigerator because I can't go to a week without having any greens. So you do that. And then on a 2-show day like today, you take that time in between and rest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't sleep because I have to wake my voice back up, but you rest. And then it's mind over matter. You just get up and do it.
And you do your thing. Do you get homesick?
No.
No.
The road is home.
I miss my friends, but I don't necessarily miss being in New York.
Yeah.
I've always known that I'm a traveler. My grandmother used to say when I was growing up, the bottom of my feet would itch. And I would say, Grandma, my feet itch, my feet itch. And I had no idea. Then I may have been 6 or 7 or 8. And she would say, that means you're going places.
Uh-oh.
I don't know why that has stuck with me over the years, but I've always been a traveler. I've always known that I would live out of a suitcase.
You're born for this.
Yeah. Like, I've always known that. I didn't know how it was going to happen because I had friends that say, well, on tour, you're going to be in and out of hotels. And I'm like, and I'm waiting. I literally cannot wait. So,
on earlier this week, you guys actually went to the Hotel del Coronado.
Mm-hmm.
You went over to the island, which is where the original movie was filmed.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have, this image is, you guys are right in front of the hotel, your castmates.
yes.
And I think that's the mayor of Coronado. They proclaimed that day to be Some Like It Hot Day.
Let me shout out my castmates. That's from left to right. That's Matt Lair. He plays Joe Josephine. Tavis Cordell Cunningham. He plays Jerry Daphne.
Uh-huh.
Leandra Ellis Gatson is Sugar. And then me as Sweet Sue. And I just need to point out that Leandra and I had that bevel, honey.
You sure did. Look at that.
I mean, it's identical, honey. Like we practiced and we did not.
Oh, man. And so you guys also did like you kind of did like a panel discussion while you were there. Had a chance for folks to kind of hear from each one of you individually.
Yes.
And what's crazy was that you guys actually did a little performance right out front.
And it was the best thing ever.
Let's see. Do we have that?
It's heaven sent to pitch a tent to Bill and the cool. Some like a warm Hawaiian fly where one can really take one's time and hit the sack in a grass shack to make a two. Some like it 6 feet on the ice 'cause in the heat of paradise keep rubbing hips until your lips stop turning blue. Some like it rough, some like it tame. Give me a ball who loves the pain. Some like it hard and hard is what I got. Oh, yeah.
And the crowd goes wild.
Now, are you considered a tenor or a soprano? How does?
I'm actually a soprano, but I don't say this in a sarcastic way, but I'm a soprano with range. So I can sing
Yes.
alto parts. I can sing whatever I want to sing, honestly.
Okay, you've got that range is up
Like,
and down.
and I used to tell people that all the time. I'm like, what you want me to sing? Don't worry about it. Just tell me what you want me to sing, and I got it. But yeah, back in my high school days, I was at a performing arts high school, and my college days, I was section leader of the First Sopranos. So
it's a true
I
gift.
used to really chirp up there. I don't do that anymore unless the contract is right. Then we pull through.
Then we pull through.
Who do you get your chops from?
I think my grandmother. My grandmother, I never remember hearing my grandmother sing by herself, but she was always in the church choir. I have photographs of her in her robe in the choir.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say that's where I got it from because I don't know anyone else in my family.
Who sings? And you started in the
sings.
church too?
Mm-hmm.
You're singing?
Yep, started in the church. My first solo, my church, Sweetfield Baptist Church. It's the church I grew up in. We got a new pastor, Pastor Elwin Jenkins, and he could sing. Oh my God, if he hears this, oh my God. And he was so handsome, and he drove a brown Regal car back in the day, which was just so suave.
Oh yeah, that was the smoothest back in the day.
We were in the little girl. We were in love with our pastor, and he came into Sunshine Band rehearsal one Saturday and heard me and asked my grandmother if I could sing at something he was having. And my first solo was "Give Me a Clean Heart." And I had the cassette tape of that for a long time. I don't know where it is now. And even if I found it, I don't know where I would play it. But yeah, that is where I got my start. I still say, down to the bare bones, I'm a church singer who just happens to have a career in musical theater.
You know what? Do you know Carol Foreman?
I don't.
She is in the chat. Carol Foreman is
Carol Foreman. Can I say something real quick about the church sound?
Oh, sorry.
That I just came back up to me as it relates to theater. When I auditioned for Michael R. Jackson's White Girl in Danger, and after I booked the part, he took me out, and I knew I was going to fall in love with him because he took me to a barbecue spot. And I was like, not me and Pulitzer Prize, Tony Award winning Michael Jackson sitting eating barbecue ribs. But he's my little brother now. So, but one of the things he asked me was, had I had any like formal training and this, that, and the other. And so as we talked, I ended up mentioning that I was, I basically sang in the church, grew up in the church. And he said, that's it. Mm. He said, many times people come up here, black women in particular, and allow people to beat that out of them, and they start sounding like everybody else.
Oh, my.
He said, that is what makes you different.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
He said, that is what made you stand out. Whatever that is, that
you
that
can't train.
church
You
singing,
can't train that.
He said, keep that. Don't ever let nobody tell you that that's not right. Or take that out of you. That's what makes you different in the room. And I have held that.
Wow. And so the other reason why I mentioned Carol Foreman, she's in the chat, and she brought up the fact that that amazingly.
Here she goes. She says, every time I close my eyes and hear her sing, I think of the late, great Nell Carter.
So she's pointing out this this very special thing that we're looking at right here.
Oh, my God.
Look at that. Uncanny.
Oh, my goodness. What
It's my side by side with the late, great, my girl, Nell Carter. Never got to meet her, but she sure shaped a lot of my childhood and dreaming at that age. To see a black woman on television every week.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was like the 80s. And
Yeah.
If it was flirting
It
that
was the
you
best
And when she had her own show. Oh, there we go.
Oh, is
You
this
playing it?
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
I wrote a show about Nell Carter, one-woman show called From Birmingham to Broadway, because she was originally from Birmingham, Alabama. I think this is a clip
Ain't misbehaving. I'm saving my love for you. Don't we all deserve to be loved? Do we? I started to think that maybe I didn't. And I'm left alone, singing the blues and sighing. I started all types of therapy and stopped blaming the world and seeing myself as a helpless victim. Oh, give me a break, the game is survival. Give me a break and plan my arrival. From Birmingham to Broadway, 32 years of doing what I loved. I lived big, I had fun, and I kept the joint jumping. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Woo! Hell yeah!
San Francisco, actually, with the San Francisco, I think it's the Gay Men's Chorus.
Wow.
She did a record with them, and that's where I pulled that song, Hell Yeah, from, Wild Women Don't Sing the Blues is the name of the song.
And so and you wrote this. You created this show. Mm-hmm. How did that come about?
Well, all my life, people have compared me to Nell Carter in high school and college, everywhere. And it used to bug me because I'd be like, I'm my own person. I'm not Nell Carter kind of thing. Then when I moved to New York in 2018, I started going to auditions, and people, casting directors would say, you're probably too young, because you know black don't crack. So they think I thought I was like in my 30s or something. That I am. My New York age is 36. Putting it out there. But they would say, you're too young to know this person, but has anyone ever told you you remind them a lot of Nell Carter? And I kept getting that in rooms, and I thought, this might be a good thing. So I started booking things, a lot of Ain't Misbehavin', and one of my mentors, Nate Jacobs, artistic director of West Coast Black Theater Troupe in Sarasota, Florida, fabulous theater where I did 10 years worth of work once I resigned from teaching. But I was leaving a Christmas show in 2019 in the airport on the phone with him. I just left his theater. And he said, I really want you to put aside some time to work on something about Nell Carter. And I was like, okay, but I got such a busy year coming up in 2020. Wink. And, I'm going to see if I have time and blah, 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 blah. And he says, yeah, but I think you should work on something and let it be my gift to you. He says, every actor needs a piece that is theirs that you can do when you're in between shows or something like that. And I was like, okay, Mr. Jacobs, all right, here comes my flight. Well, then 2020 happened.
Right.
And we didn't have no work. But he opened his theater in Sarasota and brought me down, and he and I worked one-on-one and created. I wrote it, and he looked at it and helped me get it just right, and then put me in his season. The next season, I did a full run of the show. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's how this came about.
I think before we run out of time, I really want to know about your journey. You, this is time is rolling. You're amazing.
We're keeping you. She has 2 shows today, by the way.
Yeah. We want to get you to the
I
theater
still
in
have a long
time.
ways.
But I really want people to know your journey because they see you on stage, but that's not where you came from. This is you actually were an educator at one time.
I taught for 22 years in Jacksonville, Florida. I taught 1st and 4th grades, and probably my last 8 years of being in the system, I did professional development school-based for teachers. Mm-hmm. So I was a reading coach, a standards coach, a reading first coach, a writing coach, all those different little things within those last 8 years. But yeah, that is what I did. It was and the children in that picture, they are adults now.
Wow.
Yeah, like full on adults. The little girl in the middle with the little stripy dress. Her mom and I are friends on Facebook. She is like a whole entire, like 19-year-old, I think, which is beyond me.
Wow. That's life.
It was a rewarding experience. It was something I was really good at because it very much mimics being on stage, because the classroom became my stage. But it was never my plan. My plan was to move to New York straight out of high school and really be an opera singer, because that's what I was doing at the time.
Oh, wow.
But my mother said, absolutely not. You gotta go to school, because what if your throat doesn't work one day? Who gonna pay your rent?
Uh-oh.
So,
Like mother wisdom.
Mama wisdom. And when you taught for 22 years, and now you're touring your show. You're on national. What gave you that kind of strength to say? I mean, you switched. You pivoted.
Yeah. Honestly, my mother gave me that strength. The day she passed away, October 2nd, 2012, in my arms, the moment I felt her take that last breath, it was as if a light came on, a light went off, and she said, now live. And I know that my mother's dreams for me was for me to do whatever it was that made me happy. And I had stopped dreaming, which is a very sad place to be in. I literally stopped dreaming. I was just going to work, just doing my day-to-day. I didn't have dreams anymore. And I worked 2 more years teaching with that in the back of my mind about, maybe I should do it. Maybe I should do it. But I was so afraid because I didn't have a husband. I didn't have a mama, because, we know our mamas always have us.
Yes.
Right.
Like, I could blow my rent money, but my mama was still going to have me. I wasn't going to worry about it. But all of those safety nets were gone. And I remember praying, and I'm like, God, I can't do this. Like, if it doesn't work, I don't have anything to fall back on. I don't have anybody to fall back on. And God was like, but you have me. And I talked to some friends, and, one of them was like, you should do it. So I resigned from teaching in 2014. That was after 19 years in public education, 2 years with the federal government, and then 1 year I wrote curriculum for a private little school. And I did not know that I would make it to October of 2014, but it happened, and I have to use this moment to say thank you to former colleagues who made sure I had Mondays and Fridays that I could substitute teach, because I had to work a Monday and a Friday to keep my substitute teaching open. I was driving back and forth from Jacksonville, working at the Alhambra for a while, which is my home theater. Then I started getting hired in Sarasota, and so I would be in Sarasota. I would do a Thursday night show, drive 3.5 to 4 hours to Jacksonville, because I still had my apartment at the time, so that I could get up Friday morning and work a half day. Then I would leave that half day and drive back to Sarasota in time for the night show. And I did that for probably 2-3 years. And I think God blessed me so much I didn't have time to look back. That might be something I post about today.
Right.
He blessed me so much I didn't have time to look back. And we're now 10 years later. And it's still happening.
And when It's a crazy world out there today. And, you know, people are lost. People will want to know what the future holds. And when you lose that ability, like you said, to dream, what would be your advice to people out there that, you know, they're having a hard time trying to restart or do something different or fulfill their dreams?
I would say, as simple as this sounds, pardon me, you just have to do it. Afraid. Sorry, my God.
That's all right. It's all right.
What is happening?
Drink some water. Drink some water.
Do it afraid. Do it nervous. Do it unsure. Do it without the money. Because you're never going to have enough of the money. You really won't. I moved to New York with $5,000 and thought I was rich.
I was gone at 1 month.
Exactly. But you know what? God took that little bit I had and the whole lot of faith I had and made things happen. So it's like, you know, my grandmother used to say, if you take one step, God will take two. If you don't ever move, how do you know what God can and will do? So I tell friends sometimes, we say we're waiting on God. What that really means is you're afraid to make a move. Because God is always prepared. He's never caught unprepared. He ain't never up there just waiting. Except waiting on us.
To move through the fear.
To move. So that's what I would say. If you're thinking about it, just do it. I'm a leaper. And I found that the more you leap, the better it gets. I'm still afraid. But you have to decide that you won't allow fear to keep you from what you're supposed to be doing.
Wow. What do we have here?
That is me as Motormouth Maybelle in Hairspray at Beef and Board's Dinner Theater in Indianapolis, Indiana. That was summer of 2019. Why do I remember that so well?
That's too cool. And so
I have a quick question. How do you get into character? Do you go from the inside to the out, or do you wait till you put those costumes on and that wig and the...
It's all of that. And I also try to put a little piece of me in every character. That's the way that helps me. If I can find me in the character, that helps a lot. But when you put on the wig and those costumes, that's a whole nother level of dress up, honey.
Speaking of dress
you
up,
become that person.
Speaking of dress up.
Oh, this show is the show that got me my equity card.
Uh-oh. This
is Jacksonville, Florida, the Alhambra Theater Dining. I forgot the whole name. It's a different name now. The Alhambra is what we call it. But it's a dinner theater. I played, in that show, I played Mama Ogre, which is what you see there. I played Dragon, and I played Mama Bear. And in that show, I was still teaching. I was going to work. Oh, wait a minute. No, I wasn't. I taught during The Color Purple, the first show. During this show, we were on summer, and I had resigned by then. So that was the first show I did as being resigned from teaching.
Wow.
That was 2014.
We have a request here for you to write an inspirational book. Since now she got me waiting on her inspirational book. So
I will do a plug, maybe shameless, but I have a book. If you go into, what's the Kindle or Amazon, it's called The Boaz Season, Moving Forward.
Okay. The Boaz Season, Moving Forward.
And I write a lot in that about moving forward from divorce, moving forward from the death of my mom, moving forward from a lot of things. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a small book, but I think it packs a punch, and it's only available now through digital download.
Okay.
Okay.
You got to explain this one.
That is my first professional show in Jacksonville, Florida at the Alhambra. I played Sophia in The Color Purple, and that is doing the number in Miss Seeley's pants. And so that's Sophia showing off her pants that Miss Seeley has made.
Right?
The Color Purple is by far one of my favorite shows to do. I've done it 4 times.
Oh, really?
Yes.
The same
And
role each time or different roles?
Sophia once, Church Lady Darlene twice, and Church Lady Jareen once. This one, I was Church Lady Jareen.
I love that look.
That's at Main State Music Theater. We were directed by the fabulous Ife Butler, who is another one of my mentors. Absolutely love her. And she is dear friends with Felicia Fields, who played Sophia on Broadway. And so she came and saw us. This is Church Lady Darlene at Broadway at Music Circus in Sacramento.
Oh, right up the road.
Directed by the Jerry McIntyre. Since this is Black History Month, I'm shouting out all of the people. Oh my gosh.
Taking you down memory lane.
Memory
here.
lane.
And so I think the real big takeaway is you just, with no parachute, no regrets, no nothing. You stepped out there and you just started marching straight towards what your passion was.
Leaping. She's a leaper.
I honestly can't explain it. And I don't want to cry, but all I can say is God has done more for me than I ever believed him to do. But what I'm also learning is the more you leap, the more he does. Because no one could have told me that when I turned that letter of resignation in, that I would make it. And I still have a long ways to go. I still have so much I want to do. I still want, more Broadway credits. I still want Tony Awards. I still want all of these things, but he has done so much. I had an incredible off-Broadway run of White Girl in Danger. I got nominated for a Drama League and a Drama Desk. I won an Aldelco Award, which is the Black People Award.
That is.
I'm
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
My own people, celebrated me. And, I couldn't ask for anything any better than that. Out of White Girl in Danger, I got to be on a cast album. So much has happened, but I believe that so much more is on the way. I believe that with everything in me. I feel it. I don't know what the next thing is, but I have some stuff out there that I've written on my vision for the year that I'm going to look forward to seeing happen.
Okay.
So this is my book that I already have out there. I wanted people could see a picture of it.
Let's see it full screen. And this is this is where they can go to Amazon. They can just search it on Amazon, and they can pull that up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
And even though it's Boaz from the Bible, it's not really like a churchy book. A lot of us look at Boaz as, she done found her Boaz. Like you're talking about, she got a man. And I didn't think about it like that. I looked at it more as it being a season in Ruth's life, but that season really didn't have anything to do with the man. That season was all about her being destitute and widowed and down on her hands and knees on the ground trying to pick up leftovers. That was the season. But her going through that got her to a place where she met this person. Because had she not been in that field, she wouldn't have met him. So it goes into that kind of thing. And I compared it to my life about how all of those things that were just horrible and hard really had me in the perfect place to get me to 2025, to where I am now.
And everything that you've done, everything that you've contributed, I mean, just from what you've given, your public service, you're a public servant. You are a public servant. And you've already given so much. And I can just tell that that's only not even a tip. So I can't, and I know that our audience, we can't wait.
Oh, thank you. Thank you,
to
Miss
receive the
Kathryn,
rest
Lady
of your
Kathryn.
gifts out there. So thank you for coming on this show.
I can't wait either. I have so much more. I want some film and TV. I want my own sitcom, really. But
It's in the
we'll
universe
see.
now. It's going to happen.
Yes, it's out there.
It's out there.
We're before we take off, we're gonna give the people on live stream a chance to ask one question.
Oh, yes.
See what they
Oh,
may
yeah.
have for the amazing.
Well, there was
Tar.
one back here. Someone wants to know if you're going to be bringing your show to California.
I would love to bring my show to California. I just need a space.
Okay.
We can do it.
All right.
And I'll be back, what I said, in L.A. in, I don't know when we're in L.A. I think in July. So I'm open to do some Monday night spots because that's my off night if I had to. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We got to put that out there. Make it happen.
All right, we'll give a couple of seconds for any questions, and because we gotta be getting you to the theater here shortly, so you can do your thing. Oh, here's one.
Oh, we need to talk to Signet Theater in San Diego or Ebony Rep in LA for her show.
That's
Ebony
right.
Rep.
Ebony Rep.
Ooh, yes.
Ren T. Brown runs that theater up there in LA. It's
Ebony Rep.
it's in the hood. It's on Washington, Mid City up there in LA. Ren T. Brown, 30, 40-year veteran
Yes.
actor, performer. He runs the theater company there, Ebony Repertory Theater. And so, yeah, I think that might be a good start right there.
Okay, I wrote her down. Ebony Rep.
Thank you, Carol.
Yeah,
Thank you, Carol.
Very good. Very good indeed. Well, and seeing no other questions.
Oh,
Okay.
Carol knows some folks.
So Carol is
Come on,
the
Miss Carol.
Thank you.
Carol seems to be the key here. We're gonna lean on
I
Carol.
know. We'll talk to you offline, Carol.
We're
We
gonna
need to talk to you.
Yes.
All right, and so I think we done almost ran out of time up in here. Sister, we so much appreciate you taking the time to come down here to our little humble show.
Thank you for inviting me. I feel very special. You may say a humble show and everything, but I heard you Emmy nominated and carrying on. Look, you doing what you do, and we support a brother doing what he does, honey.
Okay, I
I will have
appreciate
been
that.
here to support
All right,
this.
that is
I'm honored that you would want to talk more to me. I really am, because I consider myself just a regular old neck bone eating cornbread person. Just
not
regular.
neck bones.
Hey,
no.
that's the best kind of
The
person.
best kind. So I'm honored that you would want to talk to me. I mean, nothing happens by chance.
Right.
I believe that. I don't believe I met the two of you by chance.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe being here in this podcast is by chance.
Right, right.
And so my hope and prayer is always that whatever is done, that it helps somebody.
Yeah.
So I'm
That's-
happy.
That's what's up. That is the thing. And so and you're not only just a talented, incredibly talented actor and singer, but you're just like a real human. Like you're down there, because I'm from Alabama too. I'm from down south. But in Montgomery. So you remind me so much of my older sister. So there was that connection right there.
Come on, Alabama. I know some good folk from Alabama.
Right, right.
So Matt, who plays Joe Josephine, he's from Mobile.
Matt is
Far
from,
left?
Oh,
Far left. He's from Mobile.
oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I missed the connection there.
Mobile, Alabama.
All right, there's some of us good people out there doing some things.
Good people from Alabama. I know y'all.
Very good. All right, I think that's it, co-host.
Oh man,
Hate to see her go.
I don't want
I
to
hate
close
to
out.
afford to go too. I mean, I'm good. I don't have to be nowhere until 1.
Oh, it's 1.
Well, yeah, my show is at 2.
Yeah.
I thought it was a 1 o'clock show.
Okay, very good. All right.
All right. So you're gonna right now go through your pre-show ritual and get ready.
I'm going to head back to the hotel. I'm going to change because I also have physical therapy today between shows, so I need to put on something more comfortable. And then go do my first show and,
Sweet Sue.
yes, become Sweet Sue and get it going and get this throat warmed up better and get some more water in me.
What does that pre-show routine look like for a Broadway performer?
Well, for me, I get there. My mat is already on the floor in my dressing room, my little yoga mat. My band is already there as well as my stretch strap. So I will get down there on that mat. I do some bridges, quite a few of them. I use my strap to stretch my legs. I will put on whoever I'm feeling for the day. Sometimes it's Shaka Khan because you just need Shaka Khan.
That's right.
Sometimes it's CeCe Winans, and I can get in there and be just crying and think, "Ooh, let me cut CeCe off. It's too much. I can't." And I sing full out, like nobody's listening, because that also helps me warm up. And then at 15 minutes until places, I'm usually on stage doing warm-ups where I'm standing, swinging my legs, doing a lot of leg work to help my knees,
Right.
doing some arm warm-ups for this conducting moment. And so all of that is a part of my pre-show. That doesn't include makeup and all of that stuff.
So for you as an actor, how do you go about getting yourself, Tarra, out of the way so that your character can exist in full life? Because an actor can get in the way of the character. Then it looks
Yeah,
like
it can.
an actor acting, but you want to be the character. How do you go about getting yourself out of the way?
Well, it goes back to something I said earlier. I really don't try to remove myself. I try to find me in every character that I play.
Okay.
So I find enough of me to where when I walk on stage, I'm only giving an extension of myself.
I see.
As far as days where I may not feel well or I might be mad, I have an attitude because I am a whole human. And somebody has tried it and I'm 38 hot. In those moments, I say to myself, all right, we got a show to do. And it switches just that simple, just that easily. It just switches. Well, and I pray before every show, too. When I'm standing on that little pedestal that everyone sees when the curtain comes up,
Oh, yeah.
I've stood there and I prayed, And a part of my prayer is, God, protect me, keep me from hurt, harm, and danger. Protect my legs. Don't let me hurt nothing. Don't let nothing hurt. And let me have a good time.
And the audience has a good time.
Yeah, it's really it's a fun show.
It really is. It really is. And so, folks that haven't seen it yet, you only have 4 more opportunities to see it while it's here in San Diego. A matinee this afternoon and this evening, and then a matinee on tomorrow, and then the last evening show is tomorrow evening.
Yeah, so today we're 2 and 8. Tomorrow we are at 1 and 6:30.
Yep. And if you miss it, you got to drive to Reno.
Gotta drive to Reno, where it's gonna be raining, snowing, and cold.
But it's a fantastic show, and there's just I hate to say, like, surprisingly a great deal of black folks up on that stage just killing it.
Yes,
I mean, it is full.
and we love that, and we have talked about that very openly, how privileged we are to be able to bring this to communities where black people can sit in the audience and see us on stage.
Mm-hmm.
That little black girls can sit in the audience and watch Sugar.
Right.
And watch Sue. Little black children in general.
Yeah.
They get to see Tavis, tapping and how young he is, and he's still able to, he's doing these great things. So we don't take it lightly. We definitely hold it as a responsibility that where we go with this show, it is our responsibility to be great.
Right.
We are the hope
Yes.
and the dreams of the slaves
Wow.
or of the enslaved.
Right.
And of our parents and our families. So for us to go and be anything less than great
It's not an option.
is not an option, and it's a disservice and a slap in the face to all of those who had nothing so that we could have this. Like, that is very much a part of our show. It is very, very much a part of wanting and striving to be great, because in the black community, no matter how old you are, it's been inbred in you. You got to be 3 times better, 10 times better,
Right.
20 times better, and that lives in me. I'm a product of 1970, so that really is in me, and I'm from the South.
Right.
So there are people sometimes that will wonder, well, you haven't been out. You need to be. Being out. I grew up with that out. You go to work.
Right.
Let's say, even though it's fun, it's still my job.
Of course.
And you go to work. But I know I'm cut from a different cloth.
There you go.
Just generation-wise, I'm
Yeah.
cut from a different cloth. But we take that very, very seriously.
Wow. All right.
On this Black History Month.
On Black History Month.
First day.
First day.
The first day of a short month. But
I like
that's
that we're going to shimmy into Black History.
Yes. You can't deny it.
right.
When you look at me, you're looking at Black history. Even if you don't want to say it's a real thing, every time you see me,
Yeah.
you see Black history.
That's what's up.
You're welcome.
Yes. Unapologetic.
Unapologetically.
All right. Tara.
Yes.
My goodness. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity and privilege to give you your flowers today.
Oh, thank you,
And
Mr.
so
Michael. I appreciate it.
you just keep doing what you're doing because you're doing it well.
I'm doing my best.
And so we got to, unfortunately, it's about time to cut it short.
All right, Michael.
And so, thank you again, and break a leg this evening, which means break a legend.
Hey,
Is what I learned.
I like that.
I think that's where that came from.
I never knew that
Really?
myself.
Right? I think that's this is what Peter told me was that it came from break a legend, from the word legend.
Mm-hmm.
Break a legend, to be better than the performer that did the part before you did.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
never heard that.
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
like it. I'll take it.
Okay.
I'm gonna do my best.
There you go. So we can run with that. So, sister, we appreciate you. We love you, and
you.
keep doing your thing out there.
Thank y'all. I love y'all too. Y'all have been my gift of San Diego.
Till next
True.
time.
Till next time.
That's what's up.
Okay.
And thank you, viewers, for tuning in to another episode of Theater Corner Green Room. And you can help us a lot by subscribing to our YouTube channel, which is this is live streaming onto right now. And you'll see the final episode there in full. And not only subscribe yourself, but get your family, get your people to subscribe too. This will help us grow the show so that we can spotlight incredible performers like Tarra going on into the future. As you know, we spotlight actors and artists of color here at in this space, and we're gonna, if we're not now, we'll be the #1 theater video podcast in
the what?
In El Mundo.
In the world.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. So that's and this lady has inspired us to keep pushing like that. So that's what we're gonna put it out there like that, and that's what's gonna
right.
happen.
That's right.
And so
So be it.
So be it.
let it be said, let it be done. All right. And so thank you again, and we'll see you on the next episode. And we are out of here, and we'll leave with we'll leave with a bit of the Some Like It Hot here. Let's see if we can get
Hot.
We can't stay here. Chicago's too hot. You're right. Search every band, every nightclub, every dance hall from here to Timbuktu.